Hey, Daisy, are you there? What do you think you're doing missing New Year's with the family? You should be at my parents' house with the rest of us. Happy New Year's to you too, Lily. I'm so sorry that I couldn't make it over to the house. I'm sure you heard from your brother, but something very important came up for me and I wasn't able to go. What could possibly be more important than spending New Year's Eve with family? I'm sorry, but I had to work. In fact, I know a lot of people who had to work through the holiday. I know that some people have to work through the holidays, but why would someone who doesn't even have a college degree like you need to? What kind of job could you possibly have that wouldn't give you the day off today? I mean, I don't think my level of education matters. Lots of places stay open for the new year. But if you really want to know, I'm in charge of a big project in the office and I had some work I needed to get done on it. You really expect me to believe that you're in charge of anything? Why don't you just stop with all these excuses already and come back home? It really is just unacceptable that you're not here to help us celebrate right now. I really don't know why we always have to do things like this, Lily, especially after we've talked about this before. But I really don't like the way that you always harp on the fact that I didn't go to college. You always use that as a way to look down on me, and I really don't appreciate it. I mean, do you realize that I'm sending your parents, and by extension you, $1,500 a month? What are you talking about? I know that that money doesn't come from you. Obviously, that money that I use to pay for my school comes from my brother. How dare you even try to take credit for that? What's the matter with you? Are you serious? Is that really what you think? I know it, actually, and I know that you don't make enough to be sending that kind of money. So how about you just stop making all of these excuses and get over here already? Don't you realize how disrespectful you're being by not being here?
Daisy, are you there? I really am so sorry about what my sister was lying to you. I tried to explain to her about why you wouldn't be able to come, but I guess even my parents were calling you.
That's right. I actually wasn't able to get any work done thanks to them.
You mean they were calling and messaging you that much?
That's right. I finally had to mute both of them because my phone wouldn't stop going off. I'm sorry, but I really just don't want to talk about this until you get home.
I understand, but still, I just wanted to say how sorry I am for my family. I really did try to make them understand, but nobody listened to what I had to say.
Well, then you can't blame yourself for that. Besides, it was mostly just your sister making fun of me for not going to college. She was bragging about how everyone in your family went to such fancy colleges, and then was going on about how I'll never be able to find a good job with no degree.
I really just don't get Lily sometimes. She just has such outdated views of people that don't seem to change no matter what. Honestly, it probably would have been best if I stayed at home with you and didn't bother coming here.
Oh, what are you talking about? Of course you shouldn't have done that. Your parents love you very much, and I know that if you didn't go, it would hurt them a lot. I'm just sorry that your sister and I can't seem to get along no matter what I try.
Well, I'm starting to reach the limits of patience with her as well. I mean, we make sure that you and I are there for every other family event. So, I don't get why she has to treat you this way for missing one little day, especially when you have work that you need to do.
No, but well, I wish we could have been together today, but we're always so busy and our schedules never match up.
I know, and even when we do have time off together, we always end up spending it visiting my family. I think I'll have to try talking to Lily one more time about this. She can't keep behaving this way and thinking that she can get away with it.
Well, I really am grateful for how upset you're being on my account. In fact, that's really all I care about with all of this.
Of course I'm mad about this. You're my wife. And my sister shouldn't be allowed to look down at you like this. Especially since you do so much for her by paying for her school. I've explained this to Lily over and over again, but she thinks I'm just making excuses for you.
I suppose she has it in her head that there's no way someone who doesn't have a college degree could send money like I do every month. But she also has no idea that I make over $100,000 a year.
I know, and I have tried to tell my family the situation over and over again, but I think if they won't listen, then I'll have to tell them I'm never visiting home again. Because I don't want to be around so-called family if all they're going to do is either make fun of you or not stand up for you.
Are you really sure that you want to do this?
Of course I'm sure. If they're not going to change, then we need to do something. Besides, I want to be able to spend the time that we have off together. I'll talk to my work and try to arrange it so that I can take some time off and you and I can be together.
if you're really sure about this, then I'll try and get my work done quickly too. Then hopefully we can match up these days that we'll take off together.
Perfect. In fact, tomorrow, why don't I take you out for a nice New Year's date?
What have you done? John just messaged me and said that he wasn't going to be coming over. He said that he was never going to be coming to visit home again. You mean he really did it? Oh, here I thought he might still go. But wow, well, at least I know that John really knows how to keep his word. What are you talking about? This is the worst. Do you have any idea how much this is going to crush my parents? My brother can't just cancel on us like this out of the blue. This is going to ruin the whole holiday. Well, I don't know why you're talking to me about this. It sounds like you should be talking to your brother. After all, did you even ask him why it is that he wouldn't be going this year? Of course I asked him why he was doing this to us. He told me it was because you don't like how I teased you about not going to college. And he said that you two already spend enough time out of the year visiting home. You did actually hear the reason, but I take it that wasn't enough to convince you? Do I seem convinced to you? My brother isn't going to be home this New Year's Eve because you don't like a little teasing. Well, it's not my fault that a failure like you married into a family full of so many accomplished people. You need to grow a thicker skin. You really just don't learn at all, do you? And I have no idea what John was talking about with coming home too often. We're a family. We should be together as much as possible. John doesn't live at home anymore, so it's only natural that he should be spending all of his time off coming to visit us here. And do you have any idea just how expensive it is having to travel to visit your parents so often in a single year? How much we spend on eating out and gifts and all that? By the time you account for a trip there and back for the two of us, airfare alone is usually around $1,500. And so what? Who cares about how much it costs to see family? That should be nothing, especially since John works for such a huge company. What do you mean by that? Wait a second. I know what's going on here. This is all a part of a plan of yours to prevent him from ever coming home again. You're mad that John is spending his money on visiting his family and not on you. That's why you're trying to keep him from visiting us. Well, I am not going to let you get away with this. You can mark my words. I really don't even know what to say to any of that. You think you can just use my brother for his money? Well, you've got another thing coming. I can tell you that much. He should have never married a woman like you. You're just trying to rob him blind. Wow, you have really taken this whole thing to another level. But I'll have you know that I was the one shelling out the money for all of the visits home. That's a lie, and we both know it. I know you could never manage to do something like that. You just keep calling John's money your money. But you didn't earn it, and so it's not yours. I won't let you keep leeching off my brother. You won't ever lay another finger on a penny of his again. You really think that I'm a parasite on your brother? Is that really how you see things? Of course. Who else would I be talking about? You didn't go to college. You only have a high school diploma, and yet you talk as though you're the one that pays for anything. You're nothing but my brother's gold-digging wife, and don't forget it. You won't get away with this. Okay, Lily, I really think that you need to calm down right now. In fact, I think that you might be confused about a lot of what goes on between your brother and I haven't gotten anything wrong at all, and I am not going to listen to your lies. I'm not lying when I say that I work very hard and contribute a lot to your parents and you. As for John not going to see you all this year, that was his own decision. I never asked him to do that at all. He came up with that all by himself. No, you're lying to me. You're always lying to me. I know that you're nothing but a gold digger. I'll never listen to the lies of a bottom feeder like you. But if you're not going to own up to the truth, I'll have to take matters into my own hands to save my brother. And just what are you trying to save him from? You, of course! I'm trying to save him from you, and I'll do that by convincing him to divorce you. I'll make him see that you're nothing but a leech and convince him to leave you far behind where you can't take advantage of him anymore. Okay, Lily, now this is really just getting to be ridiculous. I know that I've got you scared now. You can't even defend yourself. And soon you'll have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. After all, I know that the town hall accepts divorce paperwork year-round with no days off. Wait a second. What do you mean? How are you supposed to divorce John and I? Oh, you poor stupid little thing. You see, I already sent out the divorce papers 35 minutes ago. You and my brother are already done. It's only a matter of time before he realizes that he doesn't need you anymore. Hold on a second, are you serious? Of course I'm serious. And now that you know that you and my brother are no longer married, I want you to pack up your things and leave. After all, I don't care where you end up since I get all the money I need from my brother anyways. You've always been a dead weight around here. Okay then, but I guess this means I'll stop paying for your schooling. What are you talking about? I'm talking about how I'm really at my limit with you, Lily. You keep making fun of me and disrespecting me. And now you're even saying that you've submitted paperwork to divorce me from your brother? I just don't see why I should show you any more patience after all of this. Oh, please. And what could someone like you even do, huh? I know it's my brother who sends my parents and I money. You can't threaten me with that. Especially since you and my brother are divorced now, remember? So now there's really nothing you can do. You really need to learn to stop getting so far ahead of yourself. I'll have you know that I already told John about what you've done, and he's talking to the county courthouse right now. Then he's coming back home. Wait, what? What do you mean? I mean that I really don't think you have any idea at all just how lucky you are. Not just you, but your parents as well. But all that is going to come to an end. And I don't care how much you cry to me about it. Nothing is going to change my mind. You can't do this to me. It's not fair. I had no idea that you were the one sending my family money this whole time. But it's already been a week since we normally get the money, and it still hasn't come. You have to send us the money right away. What do you think you're doing talking to me like this, Lily? Better yet, why are you coming to me about this when it's been John sending you the money? You should go and talk to your brother about this, not me. I tried. I messaged him, and he told me that he was never, ever sending us money in the first place. He told me that this whole time it was you sending us the money. Oh, really? And you actually believed what he had to tell you about that? Because this isn't the first time that he's said this, and you just never listened to him. That's because I really thought that he was lying. I thought that he was just giving you credit for everything, but now John won't even answer me anymore. Please, you're all that I have left. I don't have anyone else who I can come to for help. Give me a break, Lily. I thought I told you to leave Daisy and I alone. You brag so much about getting to go to your niece's school, but you hardly have the brains to show for it. Wait a second. Is this John? Of course it is, and I told you that I was going to block you on everything. Not only that, but I told you that Daisy won't be sending you any more money. So how about you just leave us alone already? We're not in the mood to listen to you whine to us. In fact, I'm going to tell Daisy to block you too. Wait, you can't do this to me. Please, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. Please don't block me. I just really need this money. You have to understand. I really did think that it was my brother sending money to us this whole time. How am I supposed to pay for school without your help now? I don't care, and it isn't my problem, so quit bothering us with this. Even if she did choose to forgive you, I still wouldn't send you any more money. You aren't serious, are you? You wouldn't really do that to us, right? But I just... please, John, you have to know that I really had no idea it was Daisy that was sending the money. But if she doesn't keep sending it, then I won't be able to graduate. I mean, I knew that she worked for some big company or something, but I thought she was just a nobody. I had no idea she could afford to send so much money to us. But I really had no idea about any of this at all. But the money always came in through someone's credit card, and I just always thought it was yours. You mean all of my plans have come to nothing? After giving Lily a piece of his mind, John blocked her on every single thing we could think of. Later, I heard through the grapevine that Lily asked her school to allow her a break in her schooling so that she could raise money to continue her degree. Meanwhile, her parents were freaking out since John's decided to stop talking to his parents as well. His parents were furious at Lily for effectively ruining the relationship between her brother and her parents. They demanded that if she was going to be living with them, that she would need to find a job and contribute to the household. I heard that because of all the hours of work Lily had to do, she was forced to drop out of her program. In fact, I've heard that Lily and her parents have all become recluses, Lily only leaving the house to go to work and come back. As for John and I, although it was tough for him to cut off communication from his family, he always said that it was his decision and he was glad that he made it. Thankfully, without as many visits to his parents' house, we've been able to spend much more quality time together. It had been an issue for us for so long that to have it suddenly solved was almost surprising. But we have been making the most of our newfound time together and always trying to make sure that we do something fun. I think that John has come a long way in coming to terms with his decision, and I think we're all finally starting to act like our old selves again. And having the extra money from not doing as much traveling and sending money doesn't hurt either.